Hey, good morning, guys. Now time for the Okeechobee Fishing Report. The lake level is 1354 this morning, and I tell you what, weather conditions are getting good. I think it's going to be really, really good this weekend. Got a lot of tournaments going on. Got the high school, junior high school deal. Got Toyota coming. I got a chance to fish with a lot of those guys, and show them around because a lot of them had never been here before. They don't know nothing about Okeechobee. And I really enjoy doing that too. So it's showing people where they can go and where not to go so they won't tear their stuff up, making them a little more comfortable fishing the lake. And so if you want me to get in your boat, we call them ride-alongs. You can call Deb 239-560-2704 and I'll get in your boat. Now, you got these tournaments coming up. You got to know your rules. Some of them have off limits. Every tournament circuit is different. You got to know the rules. And just make sure that if you get in a boat with me, it's perfectly legal. Because, once after a cutoff, before the cutoff, you can do pretty much anything you want to do. But there are certain situations where you can't get any information. That's happened a lot on the Bassmasters Tour just last year. Happened a lot. So you got to be really, really careful. Let me tell you a little experience I had. And it's actually, it was a good experience as far as knowing the rules. Now, every state has different rules. You got to know what the rules are in your state. Maybe even the lake might have different rules. So you got to know those. And you got to abide by those rules. But we were fishing Lake Champlain. Now, Champlain, half of it is in New York. The other half is in Vermont. And the other big part of it's in Canada. So, man, it was confusing. Now, I had to get all these rules and read them to the note. Because in New York, you could do a lot of things you couldn't do in Vermont. Like you can have lead sinkers and lead heads in your boat in New York. Vermont, no. You can't have any lead in your boat. It's got to be all tungsten. Sound a little extreme? Yeah, probably. But it's Vermont. Let's face it, it's Vermont. It's not New York. Although New York can be that little that way sometimes too. But I read the rules in Vermont. And anyway, let me kind of get to the point here. I'm doing really good in the tournament. I'm in second place going into the third day of this event. I'm catching all my fish on a jerkbait, number 14 Husky Jerk. And I'm catching them really good. I'm catching some 4 and 5 pound smallmouths. And but anyway, the area I'm fishing, part of it's in New York and part of it's in Vermont. You think, well, why should that make any difference? Well, other than the lead sinkers, which, I didn't have any in my boat because I know I'm going to be in Vermont. But it says in the rules, fish landed in Vermont waters have to be hooked inside the mouth. I don't know of another state that says that. Now, sight fishing has always been the rule where if you're looking at one sight fishing and you catch him, you got to show your partner that hook is inside the mouth. You didn't snag him. That's pretty much always been there. But as far as snagging one with a crankbait or jerkbait, never heard of that before. But in Vermont, yeah, it's critical. So I told my partners every day, now listen to this. This would have been a great story if I could have pulled it off. But I didn't have the chance because I didn't foul hook one. But anyway, when you throw a jerkbait, sometimes you'll foul hook one on the side of the face or maybe the hook's not in his mouth, but he's hooked on the outside of the mouth because there's a lot of hooks on that bait and it kind of swats them. So I told my partners every day before I got there. I didn't even ask the tournament director or anything. Didn't need to. I know the rule. Fish landed in Vermont waters had to be hooked inside the mouth. So I told my partners every day, if I hook one of those big smallmouth over here on this Vermont side, and I see that he might be foul hook, he's going to be landed over there in New York. I'm going to troll him through this little culvert right here because it wasn't very wide. It was just, the line was just right there. New York, Vermont, right in the middle of a little culvert that went from one side to the other. Current going back and forth through there. But I never did get a chance to do that. But I thought that would have been the coolest story if I caught a big smallmouth over there and I drug him in the water and landed him in New York. But that never happened. But knowing the rules is critical. It's critical. There's been situations over the years where there was a situation on the Potomac River one time. Good friend of mine lives there. I went up and pre-fished, and I left and went home, and before the cutoff, and the gentleman called me. He said, "I saw such and such's boat trailer in the parking lot. You know, after, what I think was after the cutoff." So I didn't know. I knew what the cutoff date was, but anyway, I just called the tournament director and said, you know, I was told that this might have happened, and he looked into it. Sure enough, that gentleman had his dates wrong, missed it by 1 day, but he was on the water and he was seen on the water. He didn't deliberately cheat, but he knew he did. So he just backed out of it. He just didn't fish the tournament. So he didn't have to get, if it had fished the tournament, he got disqualified. But he realized he made a mistake. And that can happen. That can happen to almost anybody. But anytime you're going to a lake or fishing a tour, every tour is different. The way you can land, some tours you can use a net, some you can't. You got to know all the rules. And a simple rule that's easy to break too is you might not think it's a very big one, but say these team tournaments, you're allowed 5 fish. You need to read the rules. 5 fish, okay? You're not allowed to have more than 5 fish in a live well while you're fishing. But now you catch your 6th one. You can put him in a live well because you want to take care of the fish. Better for him if you go ahead and put him in a live well. But you cannot make another cast until you've thrown one back. And that's even your partner. Your partner can't even make a cast. Now that would be an easy rule to break. I don't know if that's the rule in these tournaments or not. Probably is. It should be. So you can't just load your live well full of fish and call later, because now you're cheating on all the other guys that abided by the rules. And there was a situation in Okeechobee years ago. I was fishing the Roland Martin team tournament, and I was fishing up at Uncle Joe's. The boat ran through the no wake zone up there, blasted right on through there. I don't know who it was, couldn't see who it was. If I'd have known, I would have went to the tournament. In fact, I went and told the tournament director that happened, but I wasn't sure who it was, so we couldn't really do anything about it. But people say, well, why would you consider that cheating? Because all the guys behind him that idled through there, it took another 5-10 minutes of their time. He cheated on them. He gained 10 minutes on them. So don't break the rules, guys. Know the rules, abide by them. And these high school things, you're teaching these kids. This is what this is all about. It's not about winning a tournament, although it's nice to win, but it's what you learn. And here's one thing I wish the guys on stage that's weighing the fish, that's talking to the anglers, would ask them. Because nobody really wants to know, if you had a bad day or what happened and all this. Ask them, they need to ask them, what did you learn this week? What did you learn today? And that would be a good story for the guys sitting out there in the crowd watching. That's the kind of stuff they want to know. Did he learn something? Maybe it's something that could help them, their fishing. So anyway, that's pretty much going to do it. But bottom line is fishing is going to be good this weekend. They're going to catch lots of fish. And we want everybody to be safe. Make sure that life jacket, especially tournament guys, if you just idle over, make sure you put that life jacket on, zip it up, make sure that kill switch hooked up when that motor's running. That's a rule. You got to do it. If you don't do it, you've cheated on all the other guys that are abiding by the rules. So that's my 2 cents worth on that this morning. And I hadn't had a chance to throw these little spinner swim jigs like this. Hopefully I'm going to get to here pretty soon. I'm off the next day or so, so I'm going to be out there. But bottom line is fishing's going to be good. South end looks good. North end looks good. Pretty much you're going to catch fish everywhere you go. But anyway, y'all go fishing. Stay hooked up.